the game.
Hey guys, and welcome to you know where.
Where?
GTLive.
Oh. Happy Monday,
I
everybody.
like that your response was like, oh, I did not know that, but now I do.
How informative of you. Thanks, Matthew.
Yeah! Nailed it. Shoot, I went downstairs. Oh.
I should have tried to argue with you that this is some other show, since today's theme is all about debating.
It is. You should tell people about today's theme. I'm gonna run. I'm done.
What? What? So the true story of why Matthew is getting up right now is that yesterday we went to Target and bought Halloween candy because it's on sale, yo. And it's, I mean, one of those big bags for like $2. No one's gonna pass that up. So we stocked up for trick-or-treaters, but really, we stocked up so that Matthew can eat Reese's Pumpkins for the next 5 days. I'm
What?
also eating some Reese's Pumpkins.
What lies are you spreading about me?
What?
Don't believe her lies.
So we did some Halloween shopping. We also have Boo, who has made his triumphant return to the live stream. Year 2. This is our second Halloween doing GTLive.
That's exciting.
It's like our second holiday. It's the first holiday where we've been doing this long
It's our
enough to
second
come
first
around
holiday.
again. First holiday.
But it's our second. Anyway, no, the reason. So I got the candy, and obviously, you know, plenty of candy to go around.
I
'cause
broke into the nerds.
I broke into the Reese's cups before anything else. That being said, though, the reason I wanted to run away from the live stream for a second is I got in the mail today. I wanted to share this with you because I'm really excited. Got in the mail today this little package. You loyal.
Mail time.
Yeah.
It's like Blue's Clues.
Where's the mail? It never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail mail. So anyway, yeah, that's right. I watched plenty of Blue's Clues. What are you swatting at flies, Jason, or what are you
I
doing?
think he's trying to slap you from
Stop
across the room.
slapping me. So anyway, what is going on here is I got Jason's getting married. All you loyal viewers know. And what I have done here is he has asked me to marry them. Them meaning Jason and his fiancée. And so I had to get ordained. And so really all it boils down to is a glorified mailing list where I just had to kind of send in my name and didn't even have to take a test or anything. But I got all my materials, and I'm really excited about this. Credentials of ministry. There it is. Matthew, Robert, Patrick.
Pastor Pat.
Pastor Pat. I also got a card, like a little swipey card.
You literally just like get on a mailing list on this website.
Look at this.
It's
Look at this baller card.
So-
It's black and gold. It's
right?
Like,
It's like the ultimate MasterCard.
it's like the elite card. But then last but not least, it comes packaged with a little clergy lanyard thing.
Right?
Little clergy tag. And so I can be the official clergy Pat. There you go. So this makes me feel super legit now. So I am super legit, which is good because today, and which means since I'm clergy, you have to trust me.
No. It means nothing.
Because today, what we're doing, get hype for this. What we're doing today is Would You Rather, but not just any Would You Rather game. We've played this a couple times in the past, but today it is all about you guys. Because today we have live polling enabled on the stream, so that way you guys can respond in real time whether you would rather.
Ooh, would you or would you not rather? And then on our end, we're going to be debating one side or the other, and we have no idea what the issues are, but we've just decided ahead of time that whatever it is, I'll always argue for the red side, and Matthew will always argue for the blue side. So, I mean, personally, we could either rather or not rather ourselves, but
And we'll tell you what our personal preference is after we're done arguing.
we will, but for the fun of the game, we're just going to have a random side that we have to argue for each topic, and then we'll have you weigh in.
Yes, our job is to convince you of our respective side, and personally, between the two of us, whichever color wins, whoever argues it better, we win, and we'll probably reward ourselves with nerds or Smarties or a Reese's cup, because they are great.
Smarties. Or This year, York peppermint patties are doing pumpkin shapes. Not sponsored, just amazing.
All right, and so you go to primetimevoting.com. The image is on the screen, I think, right now, or it just was. That's where you go. It just was.
Or whatever.
I gotta love those 20-second delays, isn't that right? yeah, live streaming delays. So anyway, that's where you go to in order to participate today, and we're gonna be doing every round. You guys vote, so make sure you keep that in a separate tab so that you can vote and decide which one of us wins.
Yay!
Which obviously should be me because I have the badge. And it's golden.
Well,
and I have a black card.
I have Pikachu on my side, so there.
You just ripped Pikachu over to your side.
No,
Pikachu actually,
he was
heart
languishing
is with me.
over there. No, it's not.
So anyway, hey,
Okay.
Steph, did you tell everyone how they can engage with the chat?
I'm about to.
Well, get on there.
Reminder.
Get on it.
You can engage with the chat, which is over there. Whoa, look at it going by. It's really nice. You can chat anytime. You can tell us what your opinions are on what we're talking about. As a heads up, despite the thumbnail, this will not be a political debate.
Or will it?
Unless a political question comes up.
Or will it?
Way to take on the suspense. You can also engage with us if you don't prefer the chat, or you'd like to send us a picture, a GIF, something else. If you'd like to send us a video of Matthew stroking his face with the drama llama, feel free to do that on Twitter using hashtag GTLive.
All right, there you go. So anyway, hashtag GTLive on the twits, on... Yeah, that's it, really. Just hashtag GTLive on because hashtags on other social media platforms are just silly.
Everyone's like, get to it.
Let's get to it.
All voting for Pikachu, so I think I'm going to do really good.
Hashtag Team Red, red team for the win, or...
Yes.
Team Blue.
Team Blue. Hashtag Team Red, red team for the win, FTW. All one word, all one hashtag.
Garbage. So
Ready
anyway,
to go.
let's pull up the first question, Jason, shall we? All right, I'm Team Blue, Stephanie's Team Red.
Okay.
What do we got? Would you rather win the lottery or live twice as long? And the question asker has already stipulated, I'm going to scroll down here, you would age half as fast.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So it's not like at age...
90, you just like don't die.
Yeah, or at like you're 150 years old, and so you're just aging twice as fast.
Okay, you're arguing for the blue side, I'm arguing for the red side.
Yes, go for it, Steph.
Bless
first.
you.
Ladies first.
Okay, so I actually would pick this side anyway, even if we were not in this debate. Bless you.
Yep.
I still respect my opponent. So living twice as long.
I'm gonna pull a Donald Trump and just cough and sniff, so that way you can't get a word in edgewise.
Living twice as long is clearly the better choice here. Just there you go. Living twice as long.
Sorry, I'm yipping.
Would you like
I'm
to
yelling and sniffing.
Would you like to look menacingly in the background? You're doing this because you know that my side of this argument is
I have
clearly
this one on lockdown. Oh,
absolutely not.
Go for it.
Okay, so living twice as long is always going to be a benefit. Cosmetically, medically, you're going to be so much happier. The thing is, winning the lottery is a terrible idea anyway. Even if you don't live twice as long. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Oh my God.
What? I'm waiting for my turn to speak?
Even if you don't win twice as long, winning the lottery is a terrible idea because it puts a target on your back. People who win the lottery end up getting killed by their family and friends. The murder rate for people who win the lottery is super high. Winning the lottery is actually a terrible idea. Living twice as long, though, is awesome. Think about how many more generations you get to see. No one ever gets to meet their great-great-grandchildren, but you would be able to. You would set all kinds of new records. You would be in the Guinness Book of World Records literally forever because no one is going to live twice as long like is a normal lifespan. You'd be famous throughout the world, and you'd be a cover model on every magazine everywhere. You'd be super famous, which would make you rich anyway.
All right, well,
Okay.
That was a noble effort, Stephanie, but clearly the internet will side with the smart side.
Absolutely not.
Which is winning the lottery, Team Blue, and here's why. All right, noble people of the internet, here's the reason. First off, Stephanie mentioned that you're gonna live longer and see the rest of your family members get born.
And have so much time to travel the world with them, to spend quality time.
Yep.
It's gonna be great.
Sure, that's all great, while I watch all my loved ones die around me because they're not aging as slowly as I am. So I get to watch my children die. I get to watch my grandchildren die.
And you're still there to take care of more and more generations. You're there
I get
to
to
look
see
over your
my
family for
wife die.
100 years.
My wife dies. So already that's kind of a bummer. But not only is, you know...
In your regular lifetime, aren't you going to lose family members anyway? You're going to have to face that regardless.
Yeah, and so I get to relive. So you can do it even more because it doesn't suck enough in one lifetime. Let's do it for two.
You get the joy of 2 lifetimes with your family rather than just one.
Here's what else is going on.
amazing.
Yeah, you get the joy of 2 lifetimes in potentially poverty. Or having to work every day of your life.
Are you saying that being poor, Matthew is now arguing that being poor and being alive is worse than being dead. So you would rather be dead than be alive and be poor?
Can I appreciate...
He's saying that poor people aren't worth living.
If I was allowed to get a word, if I was allowed to get a word in, like, here's the thing. I did
Do you want me to hang up?
I did the Trump joke and then I let you talk. So anyway, so here's the thing, right? I'm not saying that being poor is being worse than being dead, but what I am saying is that living twice as long, it's not like, you know, Social Security is going to take care of you all those years. You're going to have
They're required to, actually, by law.
It's not going to exist in a couple years. Political. Here's the thing. If it sucks having to work until you're 60, just think of having to work and sustain your life when you're, you know, twice as old and having to, like,
you're
live
aging half as fast. You are young, vibrant, and energetic all that time. You don't even have wrinkles.
Things start to go downhill once you hit, like, age 35. And so, and considering that the average human lifespan is 70, 80, 90 years old, you're living the majority of your 2 times as long life as an old person who is either having to work regularly in order to sustain yourself.
The world needs librarians. Just saying.
What job are you going to even have? And I hate to say it, but old people have a hard time finding jobs because they're not as adept at modern technology. And so it's just one of those things that as technology continues to evolve, you're going to be left behind.
No, you won't.
Why not instead just win the lottery, get super rich in this current lifetime, and live it up? Because sure, you're going to have to pay a lot in taxes, and sure...
your family is going to murder you. That's what happens to people who win the lottery.
Not if you're responsible with your money.
So actually, that lifetime of winning the lottery is half as long. So it's like, would you rather live twice as long or half as long after your family murders you when you win the lottery? Really, let's be honest.
I think we know, like, is it better to win one incredible lifetime in which you have enough money to do whatever you want and live carefree? Or run the risk of living 2 lifetimes where you have to worry about the everyday drudgery.
Would you rather
and watch your loved ones die around you, and I cannot stress that enough. Blue team for the win.
Would you rather?
Plus I'm clergy. Trust in the Matt.
Don't listen to this silliness. You have to cram every possible life experience into whatever you've got when you win the lottery. If you're on the red side, you live twice as long. You get to make mistakes. You get to have victories. You would probably earn more money in that lifetime than you would get winning the lottery, and you get to enjoy it for twice as long as everybody else.
And we're done. All right.
Good.
Jason, you're gonna have to moderate.
Yep.
So, as you can see,
yes.
Where are we?
voting came in at 59% Matt Pass.
Yeah.
God.
Thank you. You guys made the right choice. Okay. Yes. Well done. Trust the minister, Minister Pat. So, Steph, where do you actually fall on this?
I actually fall and live twice as long.
Really?
I told you at the beginning, I really value time in my life. I don't think money buys you happiness.
I value time, but winning the lottery can afford you more time because you have that money that you can then invest, and then you don't have to worry about working. And so you have more time to spend with family and traveling and all those things.
No, when you have a longer lifespan, you don't have to take everything as fast. It's not as urgent, and you can. All right, fine. Don't let me talk. Fine.
No,
Fine.
I'm just.
Fine.
We've hammered this one in the ground. I'm just saying.
Will you
that
ask me where I went?
I did, and great, win the lottery. 65%. America agrees.
All right.
As does the rest of the world. All right. Would you rather discover the Loch Ness Monster or discover Sasquatch? Bigfoot. All right, so voting is still going on.
Okay.
It's just moving over into the new poll, so
Yep.
go back and recast your vote. Would you rather discover Loch Ness Monster or discover Sasquatch?
Okay. You can go first and I won't
And
troll
so
you.
as blue team, I have to do.
You have to argue for Loch Ness,
All right.
for Nessie.
So here we go, guys. The reason why you want to discover the Loch Ness Monster, quite honestly, is because Bigfoot, aka Sasquatch, is so overplayed these days.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. He's a Sasquatch.
It's a Sasquatch.
No, it is. That's what I'm saying. Sasquatch.
It is not what you're saying.
What?
Sassafras.
Like, say sass.
Sasquatch.
Say sass.
Sasquatch.
There you go.
Is it not Sasquatch?
No.
Why not?
You're saying it like it's Sasquatch. Like it's a type of tomato
Like
sauce.
sausage.
Yeah,
Sasquatch.
it's Sasquatch.
Hey, you know why you want to discover the Loch Ness Monster? Because it's not stupid to pronounce. Like Sasquatch. Like a Sasquatch, all right? You know why else? Because Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever the F you want to call him, he's overplayed at this point. He is boring. He is done. There has been a show running on effing Sci-Fi Channel or whatever, Finding Bigfoot, for like over a decade now. The world is done with Sasquatch. You know who hasn't been overexposed though? The Loch Ness Monster. And one, you are pioneering a whole new realm of super explorer, TV shows and fame and things like that. But also what you're discovering is that dinosaurs exist. So not only is it this whoa, there's this primate creature in the woods, but you have discovered an effing dinosaur that, in best case scenario, you can hop on and ride through the water and look cool. The best thing you can do with a Sasquatch is put him in a cage and show him off in a zoo, which sucks. I would rather have a dinosaur cart my butt through, a lake, a placid lake, than a monkey butt.
You good?
Screw monkey butts.
You good? Okay.
Don't actually screw monkey butts. That would be bad. Done.
My opponent asserts that discovering the Loch Ness Monster would be awesome because you'd be discovering a dinosaur. Guess what? If you want to discover a creature like that, what? We have stuff like alligators and crocodiles. We have ostriches. We have things that are already pretty darn dinosaur-like, actually.
Yeah, okay.
So, not very interesting. We also have enormous sea creatures around. So again, not very interesting. We have more intelligent sea creatures around. So again, not very interesting. Nessie is also confined to a single lake in the middle of Scotland somewhere.
Yeah.
Who wants to go there? And seriously,
What are you
once
saying about
discover
Scotland?
some random lake in the middle of nowhere. Hey, I love Scotland.
Oh yeah, who wants to go there?
Oh my gosh, I let you go through your whole argument.
Continue. Please continue.
He's just
Please continue.
so you have to go to one place in the world, even if it's a cool place in the world, you have to go to one place in the world to ever visit the Loch Ness Monster, because she's in a specific lake. Old Nessie doesn't leave. So once you get there, nothing to do. Okay, now let's talk about fame and fortune, shall we? Sasquatch.
Excuse me, what? How did you say it?
Sasquatch.
Wait, what? Sorry, what? Sasquatch?
I know you have trouble with it, so I'll
Sasquatch?
repeat it for you.
Sasquatch?
Sasquatch.
Bigfoot? Sasquatch?
Yes.
Squatchy?
Let's talk
Hashtag
about
Squatchy?
Let's talk about fame and fortune, shall we? Sasquatch has been all over reality TV. No one has ever caught the thing, of course. So you've already got the foundation of reality television. You've got merchandise. There's a whole empire built around Sasquatch. So if you actually found it, you would be way more famous and get way more media coverage than someone actually discovering the Loch Ness Monster. The benefit for you is so much higher if you discover Sasquatch. And to top that all off, no one has ever thought of the Loch Ness Monster as being like a sentient kind of like animal. It's just a big lizard. But Sasquatch, you could be talking Harry and the Hendersons territory here. He could be a thinking, feeling, happy, monkey-like creature. You could communicate with him. The possibilities are endless with Sasquatch. Why would you want to hang out with some water lizard? This guy he's like the missing link. Why would you not want to find Sasquatch? He is clearly the better option. You could not only have a discovery, a major scientific revelation, you could have a friend.
Make Loch Ness great again. The last thing I gotta say about this is Stephanie said the possibilities are endless. Yeah, the possibilities are highly likely that if you find Sasquatch, people aren't even gonna believe you.
Sasquatch. If you found Sasquatch, no one cares. That's not a thing.
If you find Bigfoot, no one's gonna care because they're not gonna believe you. Because do you know how many people have claimed to have found Bigfoot?
But if you actually discover, we're talking about actual discovery.
Sure,
we're talking about scientific proof. So it's
but
not
they're
a
not gonna
matter
believe you because it's been fabricated. You probably found
it's not a matter
big
of
person.
people
You
finding
probably
it or not.
found
Oh my God.
You probably found someone who's wandering through the woods in a Harambe outfit. Okay, that is what you have found. Loch Ness. That's a whole lot harder to fake. Done, Jason.
And Steph, your closing arguments?
Harambe.
This was never an argument about whether it's real or not. If you're discovering either one, the presumption is that it's actually real and you can provide scientific proof. And
people don't believe in science.
Unlike the Loch Ness Monster, which again, stuck in a pond somewhere, you could take Sasquatch on tour, for crying out loud. Everyone in the world could shake hands with Sasquatch. What are they gonna do with the Loch Ness Monster? Get some like slime off of its side? Come on, this is ridiculous.
All right, and with that, I believe the voting has ended. And it looks like Matt took this one as well with 72%.
You guys rock. You know.
Why?
For all the reasons that I burped. For all the reasons that I burped. Loch Ness, 61. Because Bigfoot is boring. Who doesn't want to discover a dinosaur?
It's not a dinosaur. It's a random lizard.
I mean, it's a giant random lizard.
It's
living in Scotland, which I think is a lovely place.
I do too. Scotland is great, but Bigfoot you could take him anywhere. Why would you want to like have something that you discover that only exists in one
Because
pond?
then he can live in his natural habitat instead of profiting him, touring him about for profit.
You could still visit
it's
him
like
in
a
his
human
natural
monster.
habitat.
How much cooler would it be to see like a giant lizard thing?
It wouldn't be cool to see a human monster who could communicate with you.
Oh, this is man. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna keep sweeping.
Steph, you go first on this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you rather control the emotions of those around you or control the weather?
Okay.
Whoo. Okay, and the question note here is this isn't mind control. You're not going to make them slaves. It's more of an influence. All right.
Okay.
So.
If anyone doesn't do what you want, you can strike them dead with lightning at any time. Done. Matthew?
How often are you gonna strike people dead with lightning? Ask
Anytime you
yourself-
feel like.
And guess what? Guess what happens here? If you're able to control the emotions of those around you, no one is gonna make you upset. No one is gonna make
not
you
mind
feel down.
control.
It's not mind control, but hey, I can manipulate the emotions of people around me. And so, like, if they're doing something I don't like or whatever, I can manipulate them into a way that they're doing what I want. It's not mind control, but it's close. And so it's one of those things that, like, hey, I don't need to kill someone with my godlike lightning powers because I'm able to get whatever I want because I'm emotionally manipulating everyone.
Doesn't that make you feel really good about yourself and your relationships with the people around you, knowing that they're all fake?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Think of the pranks you could play if you can manipulate the weather. Seriously, you could just decide to make it snow on everyone at the beach. You could create a breeze.
Oh man, you would be the ultimate prank channel on YouTube.
You would seriously be an incredible prank channel. You could, I mean, not that I would ever recommend doing this, but if suddenly some girl you hate walked by and you created a breeze that blew her skirt up around her face.
Whoa!
I'm just saying, you could do it.
Or you could go one better, and instead of getting a creepy little looky-loo, you could manipulate her so that way she loves you, and you know. you know.
So force her to love
Ew.
you.
So you would.
That's the person.
Ew.
That's the person who's just like blow up her skirt.
So you would force her to like you to
Not
get
forcing
like
her,
sexual
convincing
favors.
her that it's a good idea. Controlling the emotions of those around me.
Also,
I would make her see the light.
you could do pretty cool stuff like make it only sunny over your house if it happens to already be a cloudy day, or you could create a rain cloud over your like a swimming pool to like fill it up just for you. You could really manipulate almost anything around you. You could create a tornado if you wanted to. I'm not sure why you'd create a tornado, but you could do it. Just think about the power that you could like how you would feel knowing that you could create a tornado if you wanted
But
to.
you could
That's
also,
pretty awesome.
but on the flip side, you could also control the emotions of anyone around you, which can basically get you anything that you want, right? You can get free stuff at the store because you can convince the store clerk that they really like you and that you're a really cool person.
You could make it summer outside all the time so you would never have to buy a sweater.
Great. You could convince the world that you're the best person ever, and as a result, you could become like ruler of the world.
You could make it
become
sunny.
president,
You
whatever.
could make it sunny for everyone. You could make it rain where there are places where there are
Yeah.
no crops and people are starving. The world would worship you if you could control the weather, actually.
The world would worship you if you could control their emotions.
Because
too.
you'd be forcing them to, not because you would actually be doing them any favors.
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
All right, fine.
Let's call it, Jason.
Yep, so it looks like Steph won that with 75%.
Lightning. The power of light. Who's going to turn down lightning power? I'm just saying.
Like Donald Trump, I will not accept the results of that election, but that's okay. No, actually, honestly, I think in this case, I would control the weather.
You're just saying that to save face because
No.
you would totally try and
actually,
emotionally manipulate people.
I wouldn't. The reason why is because controlling the weather, you could do, like you said, you could do a lot of cool things, like, you know, if it's stormy outside, like I have a fear of flying, right? And so if it's stormy outside, I could like make it clear so that way the plane doesn't like have weird turbulence that freaks me out. I could, you know, I don't know how
You could
deep-
actually speed up your plane
Yeah,
by creating
like a backdraft.
a backdraft, yeah.
or
Tailwind.
or not even planes. I don't know how far this power goes, but potentially you could even do like Goku style Nimbus cloud.
Yeah.
So you could like fly around, which would be pretty awesome. So
Cool.
I agree with control the weather. Would
All right.
you too control the weather?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
think
your
so.
actual answer? All right. Control the weather wins it. Oh, close.
Yeah.
Close.
All right.
All right. Fair
All
enough.
right.
Do you want a candy to celebrate your victory?
Nah, I'm good.
All right.
Have you been eating candy this whole time?
Yep, absolutely.
Oh man. All right, then hand me some nerds.
One Reese's cup for every answer I get right.
Okay.
Which means I'm gonna be fat and
Be,
hungry.
oh, this is great. Be an Olympic tennis player or be an Olympic table tennis player? Okay. Do you want to go first? You can go first if you want to.
Okay. Would you rather be an Olympic tennis player or be an Olympic table tennis player? Okay. I love Olympic style table tennis as much as the next guy. I really do. I love watching it. I love all the tricks that they're able to do. I love how skilled they are. But at the end of the day, it's still largely considered by the populace kind of a joke sport, or one of the like ones that people are like, why is this an Olympic thing? Sure, you know, certain subsets of the internet kind of like it, but it's not going to do anything larger for your overall life. Whereas being an Olympic tennis player is going to open up a lot of doors. I mean, even if you guys don't watch tennis, chances are you can name at least one popular tennis player. You can name the Williams sisters. You can name Anna Kournikova. You can name Federer and Nadal and all these big tennis players, and Andre Agassi. I don't even follow tennis at all, and I can name all those people. And that's the power of being a professional, like a top professional sporting athlete. And so, not only is that going to open up plenty of doors for you in life about, you know, being on a Wheaties box, endorsement deals, things like that, but it's, and just future career, you can make a career out of being an Olympic tennis player. I don't believe that you can make a career out of being an Olympic table tennis player. Sure, it's a fun hobby and it's a cool story and it's fun to have like, hey, here's my medal, but when it comes to like wider opportunities for your life, they just don't exist because you fall in this weird niche, right? Like, us internet nerdy people love table tennis, and Olympic table tennis is like one of the coolest things, but we're not your typical sporting audience, but we're also not the type of audience who's gonna be like, you know, it's just, it falls in a weird niche where it's like kind of nerdy, but also falls in the sporting world. So like only a certain number of people care about it, whereas table tennis, or tennis as a whole, you are there. Plus, think of the health benefits. If you're an Olympic level tennis player, you've got fantastic legs, you've got fantastic stamina. Yes, table tennis has some of those, but tennis takes it to a whole nother level because you're literally running the court. So you're overall more fit as a result. So those are the reasons why Olympic tennis player is the clear choice.
Okay, you good?
Yes.
Okay, so this is actually a really pertinent topic because I just read an article on table tennis. So
She prepared for her.
I
Instead of working.
unwittingly prepared. So interestingly, tennis versus table tennis, right? I agree. I like both of them. And yes, you can name more Olympic tennis players than you can name Olympic table tennis players. However, that's not going to be the case for long. The popularity of table tennis is actually skyrocketing, especially on a professional level. In fact, Matthew and I recently went to like a professional event right after the Streamies where they had to like table tennis set up as a thing you could do at the party. It's becoming really mainstream actually. Olympic table tennis players, I don't know if you know this, like Olympic tennis players, have sports endorsements, have people who are paying for all of their stuff, paying for them to go all over the world. Olympic table tennis is actually a much more global sport. So yeah, tennis exists in the US, maybe Australia, and a lot in Europe. But table tennis exists in some really cool places in the world. It's actually big in Australia. It's also really big in China and Japan, all over Asia, some really cool places. So if you want to travel to interesting places and play with people who you would never run into, table tennis is actually a much better way to do it. In terms of health benefits, actually, table tennis players have to be extremely quick. So their fast twitch muscles are going all the time, and they're staying in shape. Their reflexes are insane, and they're not putting the wear and tear on their body that actual tennis players are. So tennis players, you know, your lifetime as a tennis player, by the time you're 30, 35, I mean, maybe at the upper end like 40, you're done. Your body just can't do it anymore. You can play really high-level table tennis for a super long time. You can play forever, and that's never going to it's not going to slow you down in the same way. So actually, Olympic tennis, table tennis, is more up and coming, and yeah, you might have a lot of Olympic tennis players who you know. That leaves room wide open for an awesome table tennis player to be like the person you know in table tennis. So actually, I think Olympic table tennis is the place to be. Olympic tennis, old school.
That was good. Well done.
Thanks, man.
I would say, though, again, it's a difference of scale, right? So you might be a great table tennis player, but, and yes, there obviously are endorsement deals for that sort of thing, but it's still early days. It's kind of like YouTube versus TV in a lot of ways.
And guess where you are? YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we got a surprise guest over here. Oh man. Here we go. It's the construction guys.
Jason's handling it.
Jason's handling it.
We had that leak last week.
Let's
Had to be fixed.
Let's hop into Twitter. Oh man, I'm starting to lose this one. Shoot.
Oh man.
Hey, everything good?
Good.
Did you ask them if they'd want to be what? They need a credit card.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have money.
Ugh.
See, if I was an Olympic tennis player, this would be
We
solved.
have to pay for this stuff. What?
There's my wallet is I think. This is awkward. We have. There was. Hey, remember that time that we talked about there being a leak?
Our ceiling leaked. Everything
ceiling?
exploded. It was
And
awful.
so these are
Apparently,
the
you have
people
to
who
pay
are-
to fix that kind of
Right,
thing.
go figure. You have to pay to fix these sorts of things.
Do you want to hand the
Yeah, so that way I can
Here you
convince
go.
everyone why being a tennis player makes more sense.
Table tennis. It is. It's just like YouTube versus old TV. No one wants to be on old TV.
Well, no,
Everybody's on YouTube.
tennis isn't going anywhere. Let's be honest here. Unlike TV, which is kind of old school, tennis is not going anywhere, and so it's not being replaced. It's just table tennis is another sport that's being added into the market, and so that's the thing. I feel bad about arguing against someone who had to leave in order to pay the constructor guy bill.
Don't feel too bad. She's killing it.
She's killing it right now, guys. The point remains that tennis is gonna. Sure, she might say like, oh, wear and tear, this and that. by the time that you're like, if you're a successful tennis player, by the time that you are, 30, you're set for life. You know, you don't even have to be good at that point. You can merchandise up the wazoo. You can have your own tennis rackets and your own sporting line and your own Wheaties box and this and that. Table tennis, sure, it might be cool to be on the cutting edge of these sorts of things, but it's also, one, there's no guarantees, right? Like, it might be just a passing fad that goes away. Two, it's obviously a difference of scale. One of the reasons why I was really slow to start doing YouTube full time, which is honest, I didn't start doing YouTube full time until I had 3 million subscribers. True story. And part of the reason why was because I wasn't sure if the platform, if YouTube as an entertainment thing was stable enough to hop into on a regular basis. Because at the end of the day, something could change and everything falls out from under you. And that's the same way with table tennis. It might just be a passing fad. Like, oh, look at this quirky new thing that is different and weird. But it can go away overnight if people kind of lose interest in it. Whereas an Olympic tennis player, tennis is one of the oldest sports of all time. And so, yeah, it might be like the equivalent of traditional media or whatever, but it's not going anywhere. Sports don't go anywhere. They rise and fall in popularity, sure, but it's always going to be there. And unlike, a traditional like basketball team or things like that, you will always be the celebrity in question. It's tried and true. It's going to earn you more dollars per the amount of work that you're putting in. And quite honestly, it's just the better long-term strategy if you want to kind of like, cash in early and ride out from there. That's what I would say. So anyway, let's hop over to Twitter while we wait for Steph.
So I'm going to call it there.
Okay, you're going to call it there.
Yep. Which leaves her at 61% of the vote.
Oh, no! Shoot. Okay, fine.
But yeah, if you want to hop over to Twitter, I actually might be able to bring some of those up as well.
I agree. So at Raffy T says Steph's speech was pretty compelling, which I agree with. Oh man, Jaleesa Alvarez, sorry Matt Pat, but table tennis for the win. Alex Schmid weighed in on the last one, which was Bigfoot is better, plus been a fan since before 1 million subs. Well, I'm assuming that's for Game Theorist, because GTLive is still under 1 million subs. That's right, you could be the 1,000,000th subscriber to GTLive channel, which would be awesome. I never expected the channel to get that high, so hopefully one day we're able to do it. We're at like 850 right now, which is crazy. Let's see. Hashtag GT lol. Oh my god. Ha ha ha. This is why YouTube is better than TV. Live streaming, baby. Yeah, I'm enjoying this one. This is a fun one. What would you fall on, Jason?
On tennis or table tennis?
Tennis or table tennis?
Oh, tennis.
Right?
I used to play tennis also, so
that helps.
I would much rather be on that.
I mean, for me, I think personally, I respond to more table tennis. But if I'm thinking about like my long-term career, I think tennis is just the more stable option.
I also think I'd be much more physically fit if I was playing tennis as opposed to table tennis.
Yep.
Like, you do have to be fit for table tennis.
Right.
But I'm thinking I'm going to be more fit playing tennis.
Yep. Obsessive Fangirl, if you think about it, what's the point of table tennis? Like, it's just miniature tennis. Couldn't have said it better myself, Obsessive Fangirl. Victoria, Steph had me with the traveling argument. Victoria, that traveling argument, I don't know, was pretty spurious, because here's the thing. If you don't think tennis players are literally traveling the world, they are. And even though, table tennis might be bigger in Asian countries than maybe traditional tennis, it's not like it doesn't exist in those countries. Like, you can travel the world wherever you want to go to. And sure, just like any sport, there are certain hubs where it's bigger or smaller. It's just, So anyway, I lost that one. I concede defeat. I think Steph argued it well. I'm going to hop into the next thing.
Well, I was also going to say really quick, I'm going to bring this up for people.
Oh, yeah.
So if anybody new has joined.
Oh, yeah. So just while Steph kind of pays the construction guys, this is good to point out. So today is all about you guys. It's Steph and I trying to convince you of our respective sides for Would You Rather. So at the end of the day, you are deciding who wins or who loses a given round. In order to cast your vote, and this is kind of ongoing throughout the entire live stream, all you have to go to is primetimevoting.com and cast your vote for either Team Matt Pat or hashtag Red Team Red for the win FTW. Red team, red team red for the win. Whatever it was. So there you go. So hop on over there. Make sure you keep that in another tab so that you can be a part. Lastly, before we leave the Twitter thing, I wanted to call out at Scintilla Forever on Twitter here. Did this amazing Game Theory jewelry. Look at this.
That's really cool.
I want this. This is amazing. Like, I want to talk to this person. And is this like photoshopped or did they actually make this? It's gorgeous. I love it.
It looks like they made it.
I think they made it, which is wild. You guys are incredible. You never cease to amaze me. So that's that. Yep, so there you go. Broke Pat and Spoopy Kira says Return of the Leak. Yes, the leak is a hassle for all of us. Meanwhile, we could just debate against Pikachu now while we wait for Steph. So let's see where it fell. So Olympic table tennis player won 60-40. So clearly I did not do a good enough job of arguing my point. Or actually Steph did a really good job of arguing hers. I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was. All right, would you rather sprout a tail or sprout a horn? So I'm here to convince you of sprouting a tail, huh? I mean, let's be honest here. This one's a no-brainer. Sprout a tail. Because what possible use do you have with a horn? None. What, Jason, can you think of a possible use for a horn?
What kind of horn is it, first of all?
Just like a unicorn, like a unicorn horn. It's not a noise horn. It's not like a
like off of Sesame
Oh, no.
Street, the like beepers or whatever they have. They got the horn for their nose.
It's not that sort of horn. It is a literal horn, like a unicorn horn out of the top of your head.
Alright, so stab people.
Yeah, great, stab people.
Stab and a half, come on.
Trust me, as much as I'm a fan of a stab and a half and of the idea of stabbing people, things that I say on the live stream that won't get me elected later, as much as I'm a fan of those sorts of things, let's be honest, you're not going to do it in your everyday life. But you know what you are going to do in your everyday life? And also, if you're ashamed of your horn, you're not going to be able to hide that sucker. It is in the middle of your forehead. Whereas sprouting a tail, you can tuck it in your pants. Easy peasy. But if you're proud of your tail, there's a lot of uses for a tail, right? It helps you with... it doesn't matter. Like, if it's a monkey tail, you know, you can use it to, like, grab things and hang from things. If it's a cat tail, you use it for balance. If it is a, like, horse tail, you use it to swat flies. The tail... just overall is such a more useful bit of anatomy and of, you know, just creature morphology than a horn is. So if it works on both sides. If you want a tail and want something that's functional, great. You have a tail and it can do a lot of different things. If you want to hide it and you're embarrassed that this is some sort of mutation, great, you can do that too. It's a whole lot easier to hide a tail than it is a horn. I rest my case. Stephanie, take it. Oh, she's not here. I'm sorry.
Speechless.
Pikachu, what do you say? Beepa, 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 Pikachu, beepa, Pikachu, Pikachu, beepa, beepa, Pikachu, beepa, beepa, Pikachu, Pikachu, beepa, beepa, choo, Pikachu, beepa, Pikachu. Wow, I did not expect you to go there with that one, Pikachu, but thank you for that. Mildly offensive, but very compelling argument. So I leave it up to you guys. Team Blue, Matt Pat's team, the right team, the team that aligns with the badge, or Pikachu's team, the red team, with its unintelligible, mildly offensive speech. Pikachu, you gotta watch your language on these streams. Peepa! That's right, Pikachu. Are people gonna vote for Pikachu now? Is that what happened?
I feel like, oh, he is climbing slightly.
Oh no! Pikachu's winning him over! It's alright. It's alright. I can't compete with this face. Look at this face. I can't do it. Can't compete. Peepa! Pikachu!
So if you had a choice of tail, what type of tail would you
What type of tail would I go with? I would go with... I think like a monkey sort of tail, right? Like, like Saiyan style?
Yep.
Yeah, because that's useful, man. Like...
Especially if it is a Saiyan tail.
Oh, if it's a Saiyan?
super-
Yeah, if it's a Saiyan tail, it's awesome. Ooh, excuse me. I'm a little gassy today.
Growing.
What?
13 14% already. 15%.
Oh man, Pikachu!
Oh, just climb it.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. So anyway, Johnny K, let's hop over to Twitter. Johnny K at Space Invader 737 says, you can chase it like a dog. Trending Hobbit says, I already have a tail. All right, that is an odd evolutionary thing that you have going for you, but all right, more power to you. Jaleesa Alvarez, tail, no explanation needed. It's a tail. Lulu Chan says, sprout a tail, yif yif.
Oh man, what
That's one argument for
You're
it.
yelling at me.
Yeah, stop yelling and sniffing. Meme Lord says, wait, what if it's a giant rat's tail? Well, guess what? Then rat's tails are also very useful because you can like tail whip someone, or again, I think you could control a rat's tail so that you can like grab something. I think they have enough
I
control.
think it's balanced, though. I don't think
Balance,
it's
what-
prehensile, but I do think it's balanced.
Yeah, definitely all, like, tails have uses, right? And so, horns, on the other hand, maybe not so much.
Who won this one?
Pikachu almost took it away from me, but I believe I held it out in the end, right?
Okay.
Here, let's see. 37 to 63.
Woo! I think that was a fairly obvious choice. Yeah, 70 to 30. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Next
that would
up.
have been a hard one. That would have been a tough
How'd
one
everything
to
go
argue.
downstairs? Good?
Yeah, took a long time. All right.
It did take a long time. You were
So-
gone for quite a while. I missed you. It was awkward here for a second.
Oh, here, let's go.
All right. So, would you rather be incredibly stupid but have the best of luck, or be an incredible genius but have the worst of luck?
Okay.
Okay. And so I'm on blue team, but since we haven't heard from you in a little bit, Steph,
Okay.
let's hop over to you because
Ooh.
I'm sure everyone's sick of hearing my voice.
All right, let's see. So this is really the case of whether ignorance is bliss, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's really what this comes down to. I've always been of the belief that it's not. That it's better to know the truth. It's better to know what's out there, even if it means knowing stuff that is hard to hear, or that makes you more aware of kind of how bad the world can be sometimes. You can't make anything better unless you know what the real situation is. So I don't really think there's much of a point in going through life not knowing anything, being totally oblivious to everything, and not actually knowing what the world is and what it looks like. And so being an incredible genius allows you to know what the world is really like. Unfortunately, okay, sometimes it's going to result in you not having the best of luck.
Okay.
But it's better to know than not know.
So it's better to know about the world and how unfairly you're being treated at all turns.
Yeah, and know that you're having bad luck, then
and be upset
to not know.
and be upset that the stupid people are winning out over you. And be incredibly offended and sad that you are one of the smartest people in the world, but that because of the way life works, because of your rotten luck, that you just happen to be on the short end of the stick every single time. Trust me, I'm a big fan of smarts and of intellect and of working hard and of merit and things like that. But at the end of the day, if I truly would rather, and I was put into this situation, luck plays a huge part in life. Being at the right place at the right time, knowing the right people,
But if you're
having the right connections,
if
whatever.
you're incredibly stupid, you wouldn't even know. You might
It doesn't
have great
matter
luck.
though, because
No,
I'm
but
benefiting from it all the way.
That's not what that says, actually. You're incredibly stupid, but you have the best of luck. You have no idea how to take advantage of it. You might be in exactly the right place at exactly the right time, but if you're incredibly stupid, you're not doing anything about it. You're not taking advantage of any of the good luck that you have, so it does nothing for you.
But you know what's worse is having those opportunities presented to me, maybe lucking into, but because I'm lucky, I might luck into them. That's a possibility. But even if I don't luck into them, and I'm too stupid to recognize the opportunity that's presented before me, I'd rather that than be so smart that I realize the injustice of the world that's being put upon me every single day, because gosh darn it, I'm just unlucky. That hurts.
I think luck can be overcome by someone who's really smart. The whole point in being really smart is that you don't have to accept the odds that are presented to you. Even if your odds suck, even if you have the worst luck, the awesome thing about being an incredible genius is that you can figure out a way around your luck. You don't need luck if you're an incredible genius. You see everything that's out there, you know all the possibilities open to you, you can think outside of every box, so luck is not even a factor. Where over here, you're incredibly stupid, so you can't do anything on your own. Your entire life is dictated by your luck. You have nothing to do with your own life, and that kind of sucks.
In both instances, you have nothing to do with your own life. But here's something that being a genius won't get you out of. Being an unlucky genius won't get you out of. Death.
So being incredibly stupid won't get you out of that either.
No, but here's the thing. If you have the worst of luck, you might, because take it to its logical conclusion, right? Gosh darn it, I have the worst luck. Man, I just happened to get into a fatal car accident. Or, damn, I happened to be in the one bank at the moment where it happened to get robbed and I got taken hostage. Shoot, I was in the plane that crashed. Or darn, I was, the guy who got unlucky and was like the 3 shark attack victims that happen every year off the coasts of the US. That's right. That is the sort of risk that you're putting yourself into if you choose the red option.
You want to take it to its logical conclusion?
Yeah.
Here's what happens if you choose the blue option. You may have the best luck in the world,
incredibly lucky,
but you are so stupid. The thing is, it doesn't matter what kind of luck you have. You're incredibly, incredibly stupid. So if we're taking it to its logical conclusion, there's no way out of the same kinds of situations you would be in on the red side if you took that bad luck to its logical conclusion. You're too stupid not to try and toast bread in the bathtub. You're too stupid to not get hit by cars.
But guess what? I'm lucky enough that if I toast bread in the bathtub, my toaster isn't falling in and electrocuting me.
The best of luck won't get you out of your own stupidity.
Guess what stupidity won't do?
If your genius
if I'm
can't
lucky,
get you out
it's
of the
not
worst
gonna
luck.
kill me. It's not gonna kill me.
How do you know
I'm
that?
lucky
You don't
because
know that.
I do, because I have the best of luck.
The best of luck doesn't mean you won't die.
The worst of luck means that you could.
The best of luck, you're guaranteed to die. As a stupid person or as an incredible genius, you're guaranteed to die. That is not a valid argument.
Just to flip the argument back on its head. Stephanie basically just argued that it's better to be dead than to be stupid.
No,
you did. You did.
It's better to have
argued that.
It's better to have control over your own luck and your own
You
life.
don't have it. Stop trying to argue that you don't. You are an incredible genius, but you have crappy luck, and nothing you do will change that.
If you are a genius, it doesn't matter if you have bad luck.
No,
you can figure out a way out of it.
Guess what you can't figure your way out of? Being on a plane that's gonna crash. Guess what you can't figure your way out of? Being stuck in a bank when it's being robbed. No amount of intellect is gonna help you figure out, oh, this is the bank that's gonna get robbed and
Actually, if you watch movies, yes it will.
No, it won't!
If you're on a plane with a mechanical failure, the smart person figures out how to fix the plane in the air.
Just because
if you're in a bank that's being robbed, the genius figures out how to talk down the robber. You are a genius. It doesn't matter what kind of luck you have, you will figure your way out of it.
No! No, don't stop it! No, guess what? Here's what, no. Thank you, let me finish.
But before you do, Steph's whole closing point right there, based off of a movie.
Right, exactly.
Off of fiction.
No, this whole thing.
The
This
jacket's
whole thing
coming
is
off.
based off of fiction.
jacket is coming
This
off.
whole thing is based off of fiction. You have to use the only examples that exist of these hyperbolic situations, which are things like movies. You can figure your way out of any situation.
So here's the thing. It says you're a genius, right? Okay, that's fine. But the thing is, being a genius and being defined as a genius means you have over 140 IQ score on Mensa.
An incredible genius.
Sure, so you have
incredible genius.
So you have 170.
You're the smartest person in the world.
So
you are the smartest person in the world.
No, it doesn't. It says that you're an incredible genius, which probably means that you have about an IQ score of 170. That is actually not like it's fine, but it's not.
Don't try and place artificial restrictions on this question.
I'm not. What I'm saying is that if they're
and the best of luck.
Will you let me finish?
No, the best of luck only means better than the best luck that it currently exists, which doesn't mean you're lucky in every situation. It only means that your luck is better than everyone else's luck. Everyone else's luck isn't that great, you guys.
But
the best of luck still isn't that good.
But guess what? Way to argue against yourself. yourself because there are some really unlucky people out there, and you just got the worst of it.
Which only means a little bit worse than the worst out there.
Guess what happens? Some people, and I hate to take it there, but some people have such unlucky lives that they end up taking their lives because they don't see any hope out of that. And now you are less lucky than that person. You have the worst of luck.
But you're an incredible genius. A lot of these people are not also
guess
incredible
what? In
geniuses.
order to be qualified as a genius, you take the Mensa test, which is basically just a bunch of like word definitions, a couple of puzzle solving things, and nothing that actually implies that you're really good at like practical everyday skills. It means that you're really good at taking an IQ test. That is it is. It's the truth.
I know.
I'm just
You're scraping the bottom of the barrel for these arguments.
Says Miss, look at the movies.
Let's do this.
Voting
Let's
has
do
slowed
this.
down greatly.
Okay.
So I think most people have locked in their votes, which means red team wins.
Yes! Yes!
I'm sorry for you guys.
Way to make the choice. Way to make the nerdy choice.
Good luck.
High five all the real nerds out there.
Good luck getting out of that hostage situation.
You're gonna negotiate your way out of that thing, and because you're an incredible genius, you'll intuitively know how to like use a machine gun to defend yourself, just like I don't know, Van Damme.
It's gonna suck when that gun that's pointed at your head accidentally goes off because gosh darn it, you just have the worst of luck. Well, that's the fate that you've sealed for yourself. And here you go.
You've already
32% of people. Let's pull it up, Jason, just to show it off. 32%. I mean.
Okay.
That's fine.
So
trust me, I like being smart as much as the next guy.
So for the record, I would choose blue.
Thank you.
I'm just saying. In this
Why would you choose blue?
In this one instance, the others I would not. Because I think the value of happiness is pretty high. I value intelligence incredibly, but it does sound pretty wrecking to go through life with terrible luck. What, you're on red?
You just said in the other instances you wouldn't choose blue, so you were for table tennis and Sasquatch?
I like table tennis and Sasquatch. What's wrong with that?
I like Sasquatch.
That's not a thing.
I think it is. I think it is. How is it not a thing?
Come on.
I bet it can be pronounced either way. I bet it is perfectly acceptable to be pronounced Sasquatch.
Oh my gosh, the chat's so into it. So you know, you guys, this is all in good fun. So we are picking sides because we have to argue the sides, and we're gonna argue really hard, but this is all for fun. Until you steal my nerds.
I'm stealing your nerds
Then it's serious.
So good.
All right, let's go.
I like how quickly people start locking in votes. It's like you haven't even debated yet.
Maybe they know.
Welcome to the problem with voting in general. They make up their mind prematurely before hearing any arguments. It's fine, I get it. Some people just know themselves really well. Would you rather pay we said this one wasn't going to be political, but I mean, this is as political as it gets. Would you rather pay taxes but have free public services, or no taxes but pay fully for services that you need?
Okay.
Reminder, you guys are not choosing.
Right, we are not choosing. I am stuck with red, Matthew is stuck with blue, so we have to argue the sides that you see on the screen.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Do you want to go first?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm eating nerds.
So,
You're nerds.
Matthew is going to argue for the blue side right now.
It is. That is how we have structured this game.
Matthew's going to argue for the blue side, but I know that
No. No outside knowledge.
All right.
Stuff like that.
All right. I'll go with Jason as the moderator. Okay, so
What do you know?
Here's the thing.
Just trying to do hearsay stuff.
Uh-huh.
To credit you. Yep.
None
of that.
I've been hearing you talking about the IRS.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're paying taxes for all kinds of stuff that you never use and that you will never use. You're paying for some schmo down the street to use it, and you get no benefit out of it whatsoever. For instance, right now, taxes that we pay go toward stuff like the public library. And I love the idea of public libraries, to be honest. I love the idea of being able to go and get books for free. I think that's awesome, but I haven't used a library in like 10 years. They're outdated.
Right? Jeez.
I read I
Man.
have my Kindle. Like,
Wow.
there are so many other places to get books. You can get books online for free now.
They have computers.
Yeah. What? No.
The
come on.
library has computers.
And I think that's one of the better services that's out there. Think about all the stuff, like there's just so much that you don't need, but that you pay so much for, and then it's all used super inefficiently. Think about the post office. They lose my letters all the time.
Do they?
It blows.
How do you
Yeah,
know?
and
How do you
they're
know they
super
lose
slow.
your letters if-
and I
if
have
they're
to wait
lost?
for like 45 minutes in a line at
I think
Christmas.
you're hyperbolizing for the sake of the argument.
I'm not actually. They've lost huge amount. Anyway, we won't go into that. That's outside information. So there's a ton of stuff that you don't need, that you're paying for other people to use, who may pay more taxes than you. They might pay less taxes than you. Like it never comes out fair. That's the thing. No matter who you are, no matter which end of the spectrum you're on, it's never fair. You're never paying for the same amount that you're using. So, and it doesn't even out, that kind of thing where it's like, oh, you pay for this, but you don't pay for that. Like, that doesn't even out because some stuff is super expensive and other stuff isn't. So, for stuff like, for stuff like a library, if I want to use it, I'm happy to pay for that. If I want to use a public swimming pool, I'm happy to pay for that, but I don't want to pay for something that I'm not using. That would be like saying, like, okay, I'm gonna buy a gym membership and a membership to all these clubs, and I'm going to, randomly pay for, some kind of statue to be built downtown, but I don't plan on ever going to that gym, or I don't plan on ever, visiting that park or seeing that statue or whatever. It's like paying for stuff that you're never going to use. And no one, if you gave them the choice, would ever do that.
Or would they?
No.
Hence the blue side. No.
Do you go out and purposely buy stuff and then intentionally never use it? No one does that. But that's what that is.
Meanwhile, paying taxes, but you have free access to those sorts of things. So, how awesome are buses?
Not
and
very
and subways
dirty.
and
you were just complaining about the subways in New York this weekend.
and things that
you were like, ew, I hate the subway. This is awful.
And things that allow you to like, how awesome would it be to just hop on a bus and not have to worry about driving yourself?
You
hop
hate
on
that.
a subway and not have
I
to
actually know that
drive
you
around.
really hate doing that. That's one of the primary reasons why we used.
Don't discredit the character.
I'm just saying, he moved out of New York so he wouldn't have to use the subway. That is, and so he could drive his own car to the grocery store. Sometimes it's relevant.
How awesome is it to have things like parks that you can go and roam around in?
You could buy a membership to a park that you actually went to.
Or I could not have to worry about that, pay my taxes, and then have free access to those things.
So you would be paying for like 600 parks and then maybe going to one. Does that sound smart to you?
It'd be exciting to have the opportunity to go visit all 600 if I so chose.
But then
it would
couldn't
be
you
like
just
a little
pay,
checklist for my life. It'd
Couldn't
be
you
great.
just pay a little entrance fee every time you went to one of those individual parks?
No, because
and still go to all of
microtransactions
them?
suck.
But-
right? We all hate microtransactions. Am I right? Make America great
So
again.
instead, you want to buy a $60 game up front and then play 2% of it? Is that what you want to do? Because that's what that is. It's buying the $60 game and all the DLC and then not playing anything past the first level.
You're losing.
That's what
You're
you wanna
losing
do?
voters by talking too much.
That's about what we do.
So welcome to the live stream, Stephanie. So anyway, the other thing that's worth mentioning is like your fellow man. Hey, if we all do this together, the world can be a better place.
Yeah, so people can freeload off of you.
So that the world can be a better place.
So that you can pay for people who don't work.
Some people. You know what? I don't even have to argue. The poll is clearly in my favor after your very impassioned speech. So I could just leave it at that.
Go ahead. No, go ahead and finish.
No, that's fine. I leave it at that.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with the fact that I have no other arguments to be made logically for my side.
Okay.
Boom.
Cool.
71%.
All right.
Done. What do you think, Jason? You gonna call it?
Yep.
Seems
calling
like
it.
we
All right.
won. Or I won. Hashtag Team
We
Blue.
won. All right.
There you go. Pay taxes. Get services. Steph is salty that she lost that one.
It shouldn't have been that big of a margin.
It's a huge margin. I am actually shocked
Yeah,
by the
I am
margin
too.
there.
All right.
There you go. I thought you argued the point well.
Apparently people like the post office. Who knew?
Post office up top.
Yeah, right.
Post office is bad. It's also one of the Anyway, there you go. 69%.
Nice. Okay.
Wow.
It's about the same as here. This is just actually trending with the public.
Right, there you go.
All right, cool.
I would have voted red.
You would have?
Oh, of course.
What about the military? That's the thing. Like, when it
Military's
comes
big.
to stuff like the military, so I'm fine paying for my own health care. I'm fine paying for my own schools, all of that kind of stuff. Roads and military are where I'm like, I don't know how that works, you know?
It is tricky.
And stop it with the library and the post office. My God.
What?
Every road would be a toll.
Every road would be a well. You would probably buy like
You'd
a
probably
card
like
for like a
a
city or
pass or
something. Yeah, there people would figure out ways of doing it.
You would need some sort of like third-party corporation that was responsible for maintaining
Yeah.
the roads. But the thing is,
And
They
the-
would do it as
but-
like the fast tracks where every time you
You-
drive, it's going to charge you money.
And police
think
or
it's
something.
something.
Yeah, police. You'd have to hire your own private security force.
Yeah.
Which is interesting and weird. It would look very different. It would look
be
very
tough.
different.
It's one that you have to kind of wrap your head around.
Yeah, there are a lot of
Because you're
those
right.
where I'm like,
There's a lot of services like you said, post office is kind of like a moot point at
I'm
this
like,
point because you have FedEx and stuff.
Yeah.
Library you don't really use all that much.
yeah.
Some of those bigger ones like military, you have private military, but then again it
People
goes
do
to
have
like
private
who's the
militaries.
but then it goes to the who's the
Who-
highest bidder
yeah.
rather than the country.
That's interesting.
That's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough
All right.
one. All right.
Let's keep moving. Thought questions.
Would you rather watch only dramas for the rest of your life or
okay.
watch only comedies for the rest of your life?
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay. Do you want to go first or should I go first?
All right, here we go, guys. This
Okay.
one is okay. So once again, go to primetimevoting.com.
Everyone in the chat's like, hire mercenary.
Right? Yeah, I mean, Soap McTavish be my best friend.
Right?
I would make friends with him. He
Right?
would protect me.
Okay.
Also, Sylvester Stallone. He would protect me as well.
Right?
Watch only dramas for the rest of your life.
Okay. Do you want to go first or should I go first?
I should go first.
Okay.
I should go first. I just don't.
Are you sure? Here, I will help you buy some time. How about that?
Sure.
Oh, come on. I can't believe how fast this is filling up for you without even an argument. You guys, every
You're
date.
winning right now.
I am? Where?
Yeah.
Oh, mine
you're
hasn't caught up.
crushing
Mine
it.
hasn't caught up. Okay.
Okay.
You guys, every date night ever would be ruined if you had to watch dramas for the rest of your life. Think about that first date. You take a girl to a movie and it's Schindler's List. You guys, seriously. And also, anytime you watch a movie, and it doesn't say just movies. No, it's TV shows, it's books, it's YouTube videos. This YouTube video is not a drama. I mean, despite
This is pretty dramatic. Actually, I have to
despite
say.
the llama of drama, the drama llama. This is not a particularly dramatic YouTube channel. So this one,
I don't know.
this is out. Dramas for the rest of your life.
I mean, it's not comedy though.
It's not comedy.
So it doesn't fall
In
It's edutainment.
Eh.
Edutainment.
we have a stuffed animal that we call the drama llama. I think this may fall under comedy.
All right.
So-
all right. We all know what your points are, Stephanie. You have the clearly easier side on this one, but if you actually stop.
I've argued some pretty rough sides on it.
But if you actually stop to think about it, you gotta vote blue, and here's why. Because the best shows, the best movies are dramas. Sure, comedies are fine, and you know, it's fun to laugh at a lot of those. You know, everyone likes to laugh, that's great. But at the end of the day, the shows that are most culturally relevant and the ones that people talk about the most and that help shape history and shape pop culture are the dramas. Think about what you'd be giving up right
I
now.
actually contest that. Go ahead, but
Nope.
keep going.
Think about what you'd be giving up right now. Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones.
No, Game of Thrones.
Let him finish.
The Walking Dead. Breaking Bad. You'd be giving up movies like The Dark Knight because, hate to tell you, The Dark Knight is not a comedy.
I don't know. I laughed at that a lot.
That's because you're weird, Steph. It's because there's a character named the Joker in it, but it's not classified as a comedy.
I mostly just laughed at Batman's voice.
Most action movies, a lot of superhero movies, the whole DC universe, say what you will about them, you ain't seeing Suicide Squad because, I mean, it's comedically bad.
I don't
but
think
it's
that's
not,
a drama.
It is a drama.
It doesn't actually. What is it listed under? Because I think a lot of those
Action. It's probably
I think a
action.
lot of those superhero movies are listed as action. They are not drama, so they are actually totally fine to pair with your nice comedies.
So anyway, it's one of those things that you're giving up a lot of really important, historically shaping movies and television shows for the rest of your life, just so you can get a few yucks in. Which are passive and tangential, and you're gonna think about how many stupid adult comedies there are out there. Good luck, welcome, congratulations, you're stuck watching Adam Sandler movies for the rest of your life. Woo! I love watching Pixels. No, I don't. Vote blue.
No, so the thing is,
Mic drop.
you're giving up some shows. Yes, you're absolutely giving up Game of Thrones, which would suck, honestly. There's
Lord of the Rings.
There's no way around that. Lord of the Rings is a sci-fi.
Drama.
It's a sci-fi fantasy. It is not a drama. You're not giving up.
You have to divide them
Are
into
you gonna?
two.
No. You're gonna say you're
It's
gonna.
got all. I agree.
Jason is rooting for drama, which is why he's not telling you to let me talk.
No, that's not it. It's because you just keep jumping in with I need to jump in with arguments too, and because you're lying to the voting public right now.
You're not giving up nearly as much as you think you are. Those action movies, those sci-fi movies, those fantasy movies are not automatically dramas. They are their own categories. When you think about comedies versus dramas, you're also not giving up the most historically relevant stuff. Yes, absolutely. Movies like Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan are important culturally and historically because they educate us. But think about how many people did not watch those movies because they're too heavy. They're too hard to watch. Having comedy
let me live in my blissfully ignorant bubble.
Which is what you chose earlier, by the way.
Which is what we were arguing for earlier, by the way.
As a shaping force in the world does so much more good than having some historical fiction kind of dramas over on the side. Comedy is what uplifts people, it's what drives people forward, it's what brings people together.
But dramas are what make people think. And that's important.
Comedy makes people think too. Think of John Oliver. Think about John Oliver. Think about all of those YouTube creators who use humor to educate, to entertain, and to create enlightening content that's also funny. You would be giving up all of those.
No.
Those are super relevant.
Let's humor.
There's no humor here. Let's be honest, there's no humor here. No, but here's the other thing. Let's extend it out to video games because you're watching only dramas. Let's extend it out to video games. You're playing only dramas and playing only comedies. If you're only playing dramas, look at all the games, if you're only playing comedies, look at all the games that you're missing out on. Some of the most effective games on the market today, and games of recent history. You have all of the zombie apocalypse games, like The Last of Us, which is widely considered to be one of the best games of all time. You're missing the whole Uncharted series. You're missing all, Tomb Raider and stuff. Until Dawn is a great option.
You know what you're missing on the comedy side? Super Mario, Sonic, Rayman, great video games that are based in whimsy and happiness and things that are uplifting and funny. So, great. Uncharted, that's fine. Uncharted's a great game, but think about the foundational games in all of video game history. Say goodbye to all of them. Done. All right, Jason.
Call it. This was a hard one to win.
Alright, so it looks like Steph clearly has this one
It's hard to fight against laughter.
at 62% of the vote.
Good job.
There was nothing I could do.
Good
there.
job. No, I thought you made very compelling arguments.
That was a losing one.
You did the best you could. Do you want a consolation Reese?
I might want a consolation Reese.
That's
yes.
fair.
I would just like to point out.
Can I have a New York peppermint patty?
I don't think Mario falls under comedy.
Sorry,
especially the
trick-or-treaters.
first one.
Right? I don't. Yeah.
I have a hard time believing that that's supposed to be comedy.
Right? I was rolling in the, I was raffle-coptering at the end of Mario. And like, oh, that Bowser, oh, he's such a knee slapper.
Oh, it's South Park and Spam-A-Lot are coming up in the chat. Those would be hard
I
ones to
think
go.
we have time for one more,
All right.
probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Only one? Oh.
Yeah.
Poop. All right, fine. Okay, next. Oh, wait. Comedies.
All right.
Yeah, that was a tough one to win.
You beat the margin of the public, though.
Huzzah! All right. Would you rather? Yeah, man, this Halloween candy being right next to us is so dangerous.
This is the worst.
It is
And the
delicious.
best.
Have no tongue or have no teeth.
Okay.
Qualifier. You cannot get dentures.
Ah!
They would not be forcibly removed, so it's not painful. You would just never have them to begin
Why
with.
can't you get dentures?
Because of cheating.
Okay, then also no.
What do you mean? No.
No.
This is all the. You can't add in extra stipulations.
If I can't get dentures, you can't have like a magical robotic tongue either.
What?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, all right. No like prosthetic tongues allowed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, fine.
Prosthetic tongue. Go.
I'm just saying. Is it my turn to go first?
No, I think it's my turn.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you rather have no tongue? I would not. I would rather have no teeth. Because think of how stupid it would be to have no tongue. You would not be able to taste things. You would not be able to articulate your ideas. Sure, having no teeth will also cause speech problems, but not to the extent that having no tongue would cause.
So are we just on the same
Thus,
side here?
we're on the same side. Red is the right answer.
Okay.
Thank you very much. 63%.
Like at least you'd be able to talk.
Right, like
Although-
there's nothing that
although if I
also
were-
French kissing, gone.
Ew. If I were on your, not a big loss. So if I were on the blue side,
Sloppy kisses.
Yeah.
Just wet and moist.
ugh. If I were arguing on the blue side, I think I would argue that you could still smile. And
Great.
that the perception
Great.
and that you can communicate through sign language and you still have all of you still look normal, which as sad as it is, people judge. I mean, people are really shallow. So I feel like you would actually be more judged for not having teeth.
Sure.
Which is sad, which is super sad, but I think that's the way it is.
All right, fine.
Okay.
Done. What was the overall on that one? Did we get one real quick? No.
It was so far red.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right.
Would you rather write?
1 second.
This is a weird one.
Only writing cursive, only type in caps. Oh.
Okay, I like this one.
You like this one because you only write in cursive anyway.
I do only write in cursive, and look where it's gotten me. On a YouTube channel. No, but really, what I can say is only writing in cursive does nothing wrong with your life. Honestly, like it's not difficult in any way. It's not causing any problems in your interpersonal relationships. It's not like, in fact, it makes you look fancy and interesting because a lot of times people will talk to me and say like, oh, I see that you write in cursive, and we talk about like, yeah, back in elementary school they said you'd have to write in cursive, and that isn't the case anymore. Whatever. Like, also think about how often you're actually physically writing letters by hand. Not that often. And so the instances where writing in cursive actually matters is few and far between, and usually not in really important instances. Meanwhile, if you were to choose red and only write in caps all the time, think about how devastating that would be in all elements of your life all the time. Because so much of what we do is based on emails, on paper writing, essay writing, and also on social media and on Twitter. Right? And what do we all recognize of people who write all in caps? One, that they're shouting and angry all the time, which they're not going to understand why you can only write in caps because you sold your soul to the devil and like you played this either or game and that was the choice that you ended up with. But, the other thing that's causing a problem is it makes you look either angry all the time or, quite frankly, stupid. A lot of people, when they type all in caps, the comments underneath them are like, whoa, calm down, dude, or like, hey, learn that caps lock is a thing. And so people judge you very heavily when you write all in caps. As such, the obvious answer here is blue, only writing in cursive. It's no question based on the technology of today. Easy, done.
I agree. There's no question.
This is no question. 67%. I'm surprised it's that divided.
Why? Who writes physically?
The
like,
internet 100% agrees. It's like 90%.
Right? Who wouldn't? Go.
Clap in half, you guys. Nailed it. One more.
All right.
Would you...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Come on.
Would you rather live in the world of Dr. Seuss or live in the Star Trek universe?
I'm all about it.
I like the name of this question, which is Green Eggs and Phasers. All right, Steph.
Okay.
You can start off this one.
Living in the Star Trek universe is clearly the right choice here. As a nerd, I think I speak for the majority of us in this case when I say that the Star Trek universe is awesome. It's incredibly technologically advanced, but it's not so different from the world that we currently live in that it would be just a complete shock to the system and basically like impossible to adapt to. If you landed yourself in the Star Trek universe, especially if you've seen a Star Trek show or movie, you can adapt to that. You know your Klingons from your Ferengi, and if not, it takes you like, I don't know, 3 episodes of Star Trek to catch up. It's not a big deal. You can slot like right into that universe, and then all of a sudden you have tons of amazing technology at your fingertips, and you don't have to live on the Star Trek Enterprise, right? You don't have to be stuck on some warship. You can just live in a super advanced time where there's no need for currency. There are technically not even supposed to be any wars anymore. People have gotten over the need for like greed and stuff like that. If you read the Star Trek lore, it's actually an amazing like utopian society where you get to interact with aliens from all over the universe, literally all over the universe. And as long as you're not like living on the war front or something, you're never gonna run into like the Borg. You're not gonna have to worry about being assimilated or something crazy like that. You're just going to enjoy living an awesome life, doing something super high tech on whatever amazing planet you choose. Why would you not choose the Star Trek universe when you could literally live in an incredible, safe, and super awesome future? And Captain Picard might even be there.
Dr. Seuss. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. Boom! Dropping the mic. Well, what more do you need than a bunch of fish and some green eggs and ham? No, here's the thing. In the universe of Dr. Seuss, very clearly, physics don't apply really. And so you're able to do a lot more fun, wobulous things in Dr. Seuss than you would in the Star Trek universe, which is like actually based on reality and this and that. Dr. Seuss is just fun. There's crazy structures that you can ride around in. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll go to some amazing places.
You'll go to more amazing places in Star Trek.
Yeah, hostile alien-infested planets. Because you know what? I don't know about you. You're saying, oh, it's a time of peace and this and that. They're getting into some space battles pretty darn frequently there. I don't care how progressive your Federation is, and we did a video all about it. A lot of Star Trekkies were upset about it. Whatever. I don't care how progressive your society may be. It is very clearly established in the Star Trek universe that there are angry aliens who are out to kill human beings or the Federation at large.
They're
and so your life is
millions of light
constantly on
years
the line.
away.
Guess, yeah, in a world where like phasing and like teleporters and like hyperspace travel exist, Steph.
Are you
and that
listening to yourself?
Yeah.
Hyperspace travel and teleporters exist, you guys. Go immediately.
Great, because the hostile aliens are gonna go immediately and find you and kill you. You know what's not gonna kill you? The Cat in the Hat. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna have fun with you. He's gonna have a machine that can clean up you can make a complete mess of your house, and in like, you know, less than 30 minutes, his little fantastical machine will clean up the house, all on its own. Because that is how fantastic the world of Dr. Seuss is. There's awesome, cool new creatures that you can have as pets. Fish will talk to you if you want. They could be your new best friend. There are actual creatures out there in the world who are like helping to protect the planet. Like, you can hop on Pop as much as you want. Just hop on Pop all day. But the best thing of all, like I said, is that it's a fantastical world that's all bright and colorful where physics don't really apply. So you're going to be able to do a lot of fun, crazy things, but not live in a world where you're constantly being threatened by alien warfare. That's it.
So you're talking about defying physics, and I think that's awesome. The world of Dr. Seuss does defy physics. It's really cool, but you know what? Human beings weren't made for that world. It just says you live in the world of Dr. Seuss. maybe you adapt to the physics there, maybe you don't. Maybe you actually can't take advantage of really anything that's in that world besides the fact that you're the only human there. While if you were in the Star Trek universe, you could still pretty much defy physics. Again, just as you pointed out, teleporting.
Except without aliens killing me.
Hyperspace, hologram rooms.
Aliens.
You can
Hostile aliens.
You can create the world of Dr. Seuss in a holodeck.
I'm sorry,
The
I like
entire
living in a
thing.
world where I'm not fearing death all the time.
Why
Sure.
would you fear death?
Because there are...
The only ones who fear death are sitting on the Star Trek Enterprise. There are zillions of other people and species and amazing things to interact with in the rest of the universe.
No, they're all after the Federation. They're all after the Federation and eventually humankind because they're out to
don't
dominate
have to-
the universe. They are, Steph. Truth hurts. They're gonna come to Earth and kill us. Sorry, hate to tell you. Guess what?
Captain Kirk is
no,
out
no,
there
no.
protecting you.
You know what else? You know what else is garbage, Steph? Guess what? If we lived in the Star Trek universe right now, you would be dead. And you know why? Because you're wearing a red shirt.
Why would I be dead because I'm wearing a red shirt?
Because the red shirts always die. It's like a death sentence in the Star Trek universe. And so there you go, Steph. Your choice of color, your choice of outfit is going to result in you having a higher likelihood of death. Congratulations, clap and a half for you.
At least I would have made it into the Star Trek universe. That would have been good enough for me.
Yeah, so death in a hostile alien-infested universe is better than living in a fish-filled, green eggs and ham, delightful, fantastical world of your imagination.
I wasn't gonna.
Oh, the places you'll go, Steph. I know that how big of a traveler you are.
I wasn't-
And Dr. Seuss's
I
world
am.
encourages you to travel and where
I am a traveler, which is why I would want to be in the Star Trek universe to travel to any planet I want to. Are you
Blue.
crazy
Blue.
here? Red
Blue.
is so clearly
Blue.
the choice. And I wasn't going to pull this out on you, but final argument, every single Dr. Seuss book is written in rhymes. So that means if you're living in the Dr. Seuss universe, everyone around you is speaking in rhymes. You're speaking in rhymes. That's going to drive you crazy forever. Live in the Star Trek universe, make the smart decision, meet Captain Kirk, and then stay away from the board.
In the Star Trek
There's
universe,
nothing
everyone is
simpler.
talking in the third person.
God,
It's
no,
also-
they're not. What is wrong with you?
Captain's log. Captain's log. Also,
right, call it, Jason.
also don't vote for Star Trek universe because the new reboot movies don't follow like the laws of actual physics at all.
Like the world of Dr.
No,
Seuss.
but like in a hey, we're trying to be science fiction, but we actually don't understand the rules of science at all kind of way. So just punish those new movies simply for that reason.
Oh my God.
Also, no lens flares.
Oh my God.
Fewer lens flares, people. Just say no to lens flares. Let's make Dr. Seuss great again.
Your eggs are all green.
Are you good? Is that
Yep.
your closing statement?
Go,
Almost
Jason,
because
go.
no, wait until I cross over.
No, stop it. Jesus. You are
it
so
was
clearly in the wrong.
It was close.
Jesus.
I'm not
It was
clearly in the
close.
wrong. I'm a
Ugh.
It was close. Not so clearly in the wrong.
God. Well, I mean from an actual argument standpoint.
56%.
Thank you. Jeez.
It's close, guys. If you had held that poll a little bit longer,
No,
you would've won.
no, it wouldn't have.
No,
Ha,
it
and I
was
beat the
barely
odds
that
too.
bad.
There we
How'd you
go.
beat the odds?
There we go.
Darn it. How did
Because the Star Trek universe is better. It's just better.
Darn it.
All right. Actually, we don't really have time for another one, so
I know.
we gotta go. Hey,
Yes,
this was really fun.
Jason.
Oh, I was just gonna say reminder up next.
Oh yes, reminder up next is
Jerome, I'm assuming. Jerome ASF at 5 o'clock.
Jerome ASF, which stands
Yeah, 5 o'clock.
There you go.
yes, which
Jerome.
stands for absolutely special friend. Jerome, absolutely special friend, is up next.
So we have to
On
go
You Can Do in
because
Primetime.
because we have some things to do. Tuesday we won't be around because we're actually traveling, but we'll be back on Wednesday, 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, with something that'll be super fun.
Yeah.
Sister Location Part 2 is coming out on Saturday. Salad Fingers is coming out around that time too. So excitement for all of those things. And yeah, thank you for being a part of this. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for voting.
Thanks for weighing in.
I'm
Thanks for all of
sorry
your
that you
participation.
guys value being unlucky geniuses, but hey, we all have our choices. And that's it. So hopefully we'll see you Wednesday, 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific
time.
Pacific time for something that will be super cool. Okay, guys? So in the meantime, remember that's just a live stream.
You're talking with marbles in your mouth?
That was the. Anyway, in the meantime, remember guys, that's just a stream. A live stream. Thank you for voting. Do your part and vote.
Yeah.
Only you can make a difference
Only you.
by voting in this live stream. All right, hey. Let's think about it, everybody.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. No, I just got here. T-Bone says, thanks, bye.
Rico says bye.
Chancebirger9846 says bye.
Crex Gaming said something that I couldn't read. Hexus says clap and a half. Clap.
Diva Club says bye.
Abraham Rodriguez, wait, it already ended. Not yet. We have like 30 seconds
30
left.
seconds, you got it.
Anna Johnson says it was awesome. No, you were awesome.
Marla
Anna
says
Johnson.
bye, go blue.
Wolves
Vote for blue.
Universe says goodbye.
Yeah.
Yay for Saturday, someone said.
Eve says bye-bye.
Vobe says bye, you amazing people. Bye to you, amazing people.